There is one thing that psychopaths and sociopaths understand. That's why they end up at the top of organizations. That's why they end up leading movements often. That's why sociopaths manage to scam many people and get away with a lot of money. Because there's one simple thing they understand very well. For a deception to work smoothly, there must be something in it for the public. If you want to scam the public must have some benefit in the scheme that you're plotting. Now, that benefit doesn't have to be a real benefit. As long as the public perceives it as a benefit, that's sufficient. So the public needs a perceived benefit for them to comply with your scheme. And because the public is so focused on the perceived benefit, which they see as an actual real benefit, because of that, they have lost sight of all the other details. For example, let's say now that you are in your mid-30s, you have a 9-to-5 job, you're stressed out, you have difficulty finding another job that's easier for you, you have a mortgage, so you are stuck financially. And then someone comes with a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, what is the perceived advantage for you? To get rid of that oppressive financial situation. That is the advantage you're looking for. So when someone comes with a get-rich-quick scheme, I'm not saying you will fall for it, but there are people who will fall for it because they see an opportunity to get rid of a bad situation. Or let's say now that there are a lot of homeless people begging on the streets. A lot of people are upset by it. Why are those people upset? Because any one of them can become homeless anytime if they lose their jobs. And people don't be reminded of that. So they want to be relieved from the reality that even they can become homeless at any time if everyone turns on them and if they lose their jobs. So if then they say we need to put more police on the streets, people are going to say that's good. Then we won't encounter homeless people anymore. Why? People don't want to face the fact that they are financially fragile. So they don't want people who have been discarded to remind them that they can be discarded too. So because they wanted relief, the corrupt politicians took advantage of this urge for relief. And now you have a lot of police officers on the streets, but look at this. Soon after you have many police officers on the streets, they even hire police officers from the neighboring countries to help them. Suddenly, there are new legislations put in place that are taking away the freedoms of the public little by little. And now, you have a lot of police officers on the street to enforce those laws. So now the people are going to realize they're in a tyranny. Hold on a minute. That tyranny was what was intended all along. But the irritation or the annoyance concerning homeless people was used as a trigger to enforce this tyranny. Because if the corrupt politicians would have said openly that they wanted to enforce a tyranny, people say, huh, what? But because they came with a scam in which the people saw a benefit, namely that it would get rid of seeing homeless people, people signed up for it. They cooperate with it without realizing that they were cooperating with their own demise. Sociopaths, psychopaths understand this about the masses. The masses want an escape. Or if they can't escape, they want an excuse to escalate. And once you give them that, they'll perceive this as a benefit. And once they're so focused with the perceived benefit, you can rob them, you can steal from them, you can exploit them, and you can even harm them in the long run, and they won't even notice it. So, always check the context.